What the fuck? Okay, so anyway, where was I? Yeah, so then like the next day, they're still going back and forth or whatever, and I'm kind of over it at this point. You know what I'm saying? So basically, she let's see what happened first. I should have kept my phone out so I could look back on what when everything happened. Um, yeah. So then after that, it was so weird. I was kind of getting sick of like hanging out or like being the third wheel like every single day. You know, that shit was getting kind of annoying. Um, but then we ended up going out together, and this is where she first had me. Well, not first. This is like one of the parts where she had me fucked up. She asked me. She said, can we go to American Social? I'll pay for gas money. And this is the first time she offered. So I said, if you pay for gas money, sure, we can go. And that's pretty far from where I'm at. So we ended up going out there, and when we go out there, mind you, okay, here's the thing. I forgot to tell you guys this. This is very important. So when she first came, I honestly thought she had told me that she bought a car. So I thought before she even came, I thought that we were gonna take turns driving. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that because she doesn't drink. I thought that like if we did go out to a club or something like that, I would be able to drink and she can drive those days, and then on the other days like I'll drive. So I thought that like we would be able to take turns driving. When she came here, she told me she didn't have a license, and I was just like, you didn't have a license? This is the first time you're telling me you don't have a license? So I was just like, damn. So whenever we went out to clubs, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't fun. I was like trying to be like, I was trying to like tough it out for her, but I had to drive everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I was basically her chauffeur. I drove everywhere, clubs, whatever, malls. You know what I'm saying? There was one time when her boyfriend, or not even her boyfriend, Johnny, gave us an Uber or bought us an Uber. Oh, and that's another thing. So there was a time when Johnny bought us an Uber, and she told me that Johnny's gonna be paying for the Uber, so I didn't have to worry about that. She gets into an argument with him for whatever reason, and then she asked me to pay for the Uber back. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. You told me that, he was going to Uber us. So either you or him are going to do it, because I'm not doing that. I wouldn't have came if I knew you were going to ask me to pay for that. No. And she was being a brat. So I'm definitely not going to pay for Uber just because you're being a brat and don't want to ask him. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I signed up for. So yeah, they ended up talking it out, whatever. He pays for Uber home. But back to that point, I literally thought that we were going to be able to take turns driving. I drove the whole time because she didn't have her license. There was only one day where I didn't have to drive. So my point is, I wasn't really having fun. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if you're going skating or going to the beach and you're doing a fun activity. I don't need to drink. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm going to a club and there's music playing, like, I'm not going to have fun if I'm super sober, everybody around me drinking, and I'm out in like a loud club. Like, to me, that's not fun. I'm sorry, that's just not fun for me. Like, if I'm going out partying or like at a club, I want to drink and let loose. I wasn't able to do that. I had more fun with random people I met when I went out to Arizona, with random girls I met on Facebook, than I did the entire time she was here. You know what I'm saying? And she was wondering why I was so quiet, and it pissed me off because like the next day, she was like, I don't like going out with you because you're so boring. And I'm like, it's easy for you to say that when you can be a damn passenger princess, but I had to worry about driving. And I had to worry, you know what I'm saying? I can't drink, I can't let loose, I can't really have fun. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it'll be one thing if we were doing a fun activity together, but we were going out to like clubs and bars, and I wasn't able to drink. So no, I wasn't having fun. Yeah, I am going to be kind of like stuck up. So it wasn't really, because it's not fun for me. You know what I'm saying? And everywhere we went, whether I found the dude attractive or not, because 99% of the time, I did not think the dude was attractive. She would always go up to guys and say, my friend thinks you're cute. And at first, I laughed it off. Then it started like really pissing me off, because it's like, you're making me uncomfortable at this point. And it wouldn't even be dudes I would like. It would be dudes that she would like. And I'm like, yo, I don't even like this dude. Like, why are you telling him that? And I literally told her mom to ask her to stop when she was like on the phone out. And she like literally did it the entire time she was here. She thinks you're cute. She thinks you're cute. And I'm like, can you please stop? And that was another thing. Like when we went to like the mall or like social settings, she literally acted like she had no home training at all. I remember there was a time when she literally made fun of one of like the cashiers. I think it was at what's it called? Clears. Wait, is Clears the jewelry store? Like that sells the cheap jewelry? I think we were at Clears and she was making fun of like the employee or like the cashier for being overweight. And she literally like looked at her. She heard her say that. And I told her, I was like, yo, she heard you. Like you can't be doing that shit. And she, oh my god, she heard me? Oh well, womp womp. And I was just like, yo, like that's fucked up. Like you can't just like talk about people like that. So yeah, I mean, honestly, being out with her, at first I admired it. I admired how she could act so like bold and outspoken and outgoing without drinking. But at one point, it's like, okay, now you're acting like you have no home training and you have like no like social cues whatsoever. That's like a huge difference. It's one thing to be outgoing and fun. And it's a whole other thing to act like you have no home training and no social cues and make everybody around you uncomfortable. And that's what it turned into. And I felt so bad for the employee. I should have apologized for her to her. But yeah, I was just like, yo, like what the fuck. So that was just like, yo, it was like I felt like you couldn't take this girl anywhere. Um, but yeah, after that, let me see what happened. So anyway, she ends up offering to pay for gas so we can go to American Social. Um, and here's where I started to get annoyed. I basically said, so you know, we drive all the way out to Tampa, go to American Social, and there is a handicap parking space because you know I have a handicap sticker, but it was only good for like an hour or something. So I was saying that like we could probably stay for like an hour or so because the parking in the garage was like $20, and she didn't offer to pay for it. I damn sure wasn't paying $20 for parking. So I was like, yo, like we can stay for an hour and then like try to see like I forgot what I asked, but she was like, no, I'm not doing that. You can do that. And I'm like, well, do you want to fucking go here or not? You know what I'm saying? So I was worried about the parking because technically we're supposed to only be parked there for like an hour. And I know we definitely were in there more for an hour. But yeah, we ended up going to American Social, and I ended up talking to this guy that she made me talk to. She was like, yo, you should talk to him. And he was kind of cute. So I was like, okay, you know, I'll talk to him. We were both from Ohio. And, you know, we ended up talking, and, you know, we actually started, like, having, like, a good conversation. He was telling me all about football. And then, like, eventually they leave. And, because she was talking to another guy. She was talking to his friend. Tell me why, on the way to Johnny's house, her dude's house, she's asking me for the guy I was talking to's number. Because I was tired at this point. Okay, so before that, she said she wanted to go see Johnny. Mind you, I already took her 10 minutes out the way to get something to eat or go to a restaurant. Now she wants me to take her to go see her dude. And that's like 30 minutes out from where we are now, which is almost like over an hour to get home. And this is like 2 o'clock in the morning, guys. This is super late at night. And then she was like, well, I paid for gas. I was like, yeah, you paid for gas. But if I'm fucking asleep behind the wheel because it's super late at night, we ain't going to be going nowhere. I still sucked it up, though. I still sucked it up. We still went to this restaurant. I didn't get anything. We still went to this restaurant late as hell. And I really wanted to go home at this point. I still went all the way to drop her off. Actually, no, I didn't drop her off. I still went all the way to her dude's place. And, I literally was just on the couch the whole time. Like I said, that's not fun for me. I was doing all of this really so she can have fun. It's not fun for me to sit in the couch. It's not fun for me to like, you know what I'm saying, be like the third wheel the whole damn time. That wasn't fun. And I literally was sitting in the couch. And what pisses me off the most about this, I don't have a problem helping a friend out, but she literally had no appreciation. Like, I never drive in Tampa like that. Let alone when it's super dark. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was getting super tired. And I was like, I'm like this was way out of my element. You know what I'm saying? We got home super fucking late. Like I think it was like 4 or 5 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, what fun is it for me to sit in the living room while you and your boyfriend are in the room? That wasn't fun. But I was trying to make sure like they like you know had to talk because she kept saying she needed to talk to him. She needed to talk to him, and I said okay fine. So I was in the living room. I was tired as fuck at this point. I like really wanted to go home. And here's another thing that pisses me off. I was doing all of this driving. Like Tampa is out of my element. Anybody that has been in Tampa knows how crazy the traffic is. She had the nerve to criticize my driving and say I can't drive. Mind you, she doesn't even have a damn license. Mind you, I'm doing all this driving for her this whole time she's here. My mom is super uncomfortable with this because she knows I never drive like this. Well, not in Tampa, like in Ohio, like whatever. And she had a nerve to criticize my driving. And I asked her, here's what's so funny. I asked her, I said, how many states have you driven in? Because I've driven in a lot of states. I've driven in Ohio. I've driven in Pennsylvania. Like, I've driven almost all over the country besides the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? And I've drove Uber. So she was saying I'm a bad driver. And I said, how many states have you driven in? She says, what's it called? She says, oh, I drove in Dallas, San Antonio. I'm like, though, that's literally like the same state. Like, that's one state. So she was naming different cities, trying to act like she's been driving in all these different states. I was like, that's literally the same state. That's Texas. But anyway, it pissed me off. And I should have said this then, but like the more I thought about it, I was like, this girl doesn't even have a license. She has me driving everywhere. Like, I'm her damn chauffeur. And she's going to criticize my driving? That's rich. So that really pissed me off. And because then in the same day, she was saying how boring I am and how she had more fun with her boyfriend. So I was pretty pissed off after that. We got home super late. And, yeah, I really didn't want to do anything else with her, after that. Because I was just so, like, aggravated. But I thought that, like, since he went back to work, we would be able to, like, hang out with each other, spend time together. And then eventually, I think this is where it kind of started getting annoying. She was basically saying how she wanted to, she was basically saying how, like, she wants to stay with Ryan for the rest of the time. And, I said, okay. So, I don't remember what ended up happening. So yeah, she said she wants to stay with Ryan the rest of the time. And I was just like, okay, whatever. So I guess her mom got mad at her because she was supposed to like stay with me. Mind you, we really didn't film any content at this time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we said that we were going to be filming TikToks and content. We weren't really doing any of that this time. Because every day she wanted to go see this dude or see some other dudes or whatever. Like, that's literally all she did. Like, every time we went out, we couldn't just enjoy going out. It was always about meeting some dudes. So, yeah, I was getting pretty frustrated. And eventually she said she was going to, like, stay over his place. Let's see what ended up happening. And then she just said, never mind, in the morning. Like, I'm going to stay here. And then let's see what else happened. Shit. Sorry, guys. I can't see the comments because the ring light is in front of the, Oh, shit. Hold on. I didn't even realize. Whoa, hold on. My ring camera. Oh, I did not know the camera was blocking. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to redo this story time, guys. Fuck. It was blocking it that the whole time. Nobody told me. Shit. Yeah. So, anyway. Fuck. Now I lost my train of thought. So, fuck me. That messes up my damn video. Shit, I'm going to have to do this shit over again. Fuck. What happened after that? Where was I? Yeah, she said that she was gonna leave, and go and stay over Ryan's. She didn't end up staying at Ryan's, and we said we were full of content together. So she said, okay, like, okay, okay, this is what happened. I think she left that night, like for good. And I was so annoyed with her at that point. I was just like, okay. So she left. She came back like the next day and she was supposed to stay with him like the rest of the trip. That's what she said she was gonna do. But no, shit. Okay, so she ends up leaving, and then my mom felt pretty bad because she said like, why did she leave? And then she told me that she felt like she was intruding. And it wasn't even about that, honestly. It was more about the fact that she had such a nasty attitude. But we ended up talking it over. Things were cool. And yeah, after that, it was like everything was good. So she came back, and I think we ended up filming content at that point. And here's another thing that was weird. And I don't know. okay, here's the thing. But before I continue the story, before she flew out, we made like a promise, or I basically made a promise to her and to her mom, that no matter what happened, I would never kick her out. I promised her no matter what happened, no matter what fights we get into, I would never kick her out, and I would never we wouldn't fight. You know what I'm saying? So when she was doing all this shit to piss me off, I remember what I promised myself. And another reason why I did so much for her, I know how it's like. I went to go see my brother in Arizona, and it was not fun for me at all. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what it's like to go fly out to see somebody and then have them be bored as hell the whole time. So I understood that. So I overexerted myself. I tried to make her have the funnest time ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was driving places I never drove, and I've been here for like months now. So that's the reason why, no matter what she did, first of all, she's really young. She's only 20, and I'm 24. So she's really young, and I was giving her a pass. And I didn't want to fight because I didn't want to ruin the trip. So there was a lot of times that I really wanted to kick her the fuck out. There was. But I knew I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I said I wouldn't do that. I mean, where was she going to go? You know what I'm saying? But she ends up kicking herself out. She ends up leaving to stay at Johnny's, and then she comes back the next day. So I'm thinking that we're all cool again. We ended up going to she said that she wanted to get seafood. Well, no, we ended up going to a salsa class, and then she wanted to get seafood. That's when I asked my friend for $50 because seafood is super expensive. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I asked him if he could like help me out. Mind you, before this even happened, she told me that one of this dude that she knows sent her $200 for us. And she said, I didn't ask. She said, yo, he sent us $200. I'm gonna sit like 100 for me and 100 for you. She said that. She never sent me the 100. Ever. That could have taken care of, whatever. But she didn't send it to me. And I didn't even want to keep asking about it because she was like, oh, I got you. But she never sent me that 100. Even though she said she was going to split the 200, she never sent anything to me. So yeah, I had to ask, one of my good friends, Maurice. I had to ask one of my good friends, and they ended up sending it to me. And here's the thing: we were having fun together because we went to salsa class, and then we went out to seafood. She then invited her dude, Johnny. She ended up inviting him out to hang out with us again. Mind you, I'm thinking he went back to work. I'm not gonna have to be a third wheel anymore. It's over. No, he tags along again, and I don't have a problem with Johnny, but it's I pay for my own meal this time, okay? But it's just what was the point of him being there? This was supposed to be an outing for us, for us to finally have fun together, and she tags him along again, and again, I'm mediating their relationship. I'm telling him about how she feels about him. I'm telling him how young she is and but here's the thing, she did like him. So I'm telling him that, she does like you. So I'm trying to sit here and save her from ruining her damn possible potential relationship. So I'm telling her, no, this dude actually, or I'm telling the guy, I have a heart to heart with him. And I'm yo, she does like you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, at this point, this was my fucking 5th time being the third wheel, so I was just used to it at this point. So yeah, I was just telling him how she felt about him and how, like, you know, they might have a chance. Um, and she did buy me a hoodie at that point. Like, there was the seafood place, and there was like the seafood place that we went to, and they have like hoodies because it was cold as hell. And she was like, "Do you want one?" And you know, she did buy me a hoodie, you know, which I appreciate. So I'm not gonna act like she never paid for anything. She did offer me a hoodie. I just want to make a point. I never asked her to pay for anything. And you know, when you give somebody a gift, I don't think it's right to throw it back in their face. But you know, she did buy me that hoodie, so you know that was cool. So yeah, we ended up leaving. I think we went to bed after that. What happened after the seafood place? Huh. I don't remember what happened after the salsa place. Yeah, so we started filming content together. And it was really weird because like whenever we filmed content together, like the whole point is like we tag each other. Whenever we film content together, she never would tag me. Like I would always tag her. She would never tag me. And I don't know if she just like wasn't thinking, or I don't know what it was, but like I would have to ask her like, hey, like can you like tag me? You know what I'm saying? Because we're both trying to grow like our social medias. But no, like she literally wouldn't tag me like at all, and I just thought that that was weird. Again, I don't know if she intentionally did that, because she didn't like I don't know what it was, but like she never tagged me in anything. So that was kind of weird. Um, so anyway, um, let's see. Anyway, we do content together. We go to Walmart. We're filming content in Walmart. Let's see. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we ended up going to the mall, and she's still doing this annoying shit. Like we're like a weekend or so at this point, and she's still going to every guy, no matter how like you know, no matter whether I like him or not, she's still going to every guy, saying, "Hey, my friend thinks you're cute." At this point, I'm like, yo, like I'm getting so sick of being out with this girl in public because she's like super weird. Like it's getting like creepy at this point. So she's still doing this annoying shit, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's whatever. So let's see what happened after that. I really should have a damn calendar. um. Oh, okay. So then you know things are going pretty cool, and then let's see. And then my mom has been really cool this whole time. You know, she's been letting us use her car, which in most circumstances, my mom would not let me drive this far. Like, my mom is real protective over her car because that's basically all we have at this point. So, yeah, we were driving her everywhere. And, you know, my mom was cooking for her and everything. And I remember I heard her on the phone because we're like right door to door. And she was telling her mom like how my mom cooked their breakfast, and her mom told her, she like, yeah, you know, like you should like show some appreciation, you know, like you're in her house and burning her gas or burning her like electricity, water, and using her car, you know what I'm saying? You should do something nice for her mom. And that's when she got the idea like that she should like give my mom flowers and like, you know, take us out to brunch. I didn't ask her to do that. That's what her mom told her that she should do. I personally don't think she would have ever did it if her mom didn't say something personally. But don't get me wrong, it was still a very nice thing to do, and I still appreciate it. But so she takes us out to brunch, and you know that was pretty fun. You know she pays for everything. She buys you know the food, drinks, and I really appreciate that. Don't get me wrong, like I really appreciate that. And then we go to Starbucks after that, and then she gets me like something at Starbucks. So I definitely appreciate that. But just to be clear, that's the only time she ever paid for my food. The only time. There was not any time before that she paid, or any time after that she paid for my stuff. So that's the only time she ever paid for anything, and I appreciated that. But I'm saying it's not like I was asking her to pay for stuff or she was paying for stuff. That's the only time she paid for stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that. It was pretty. The food was good, so you know what I'm saying, and we were pretty close at that point. Like I feel like things were turning around at this point. Um, and then she ends up extending her trip. Because I think she was supposed to leave it Thursday, and then she rescheduled it to like Monday or some shit. So she ends up extending her trip. Which, looking back, I should have said, hell no, you gotta get out now. But, we were getting along at this point. So she ends up extending her trip to stay longer. Like, just a weekend more. But the thing was, she wasn't gonna stay here. She was gonna stay at, Johnny's. So she wasn't gonna stay with me anymore. I think she went to Johnny's for like one night, and then she came back, and let's see. Yeah, at this point, she's basically okay, I might not have this in chronological order, but I'm just gonna say shit that I remember. So at this point, things are going good. Let's see. When did things start going bad again? Okay, so she said that she was going to stay with Johnny. And yeah, so she goes to leave with Johnny. I'm trying to see if there's anything I forgot. Well, nothing really went bad. We went to the mall. She got something for like $100. And then she realized she didn't even look at the price tag. She got something for $100. Got home and was like, what the fuck? This cost $100? Because it was only like a shirt. And she was like, oh my god, I don't spend this much money on this. Can you take me back to the mall? And I looked at the tank and I was like, yo, like, the tank is on E again. So she was like, never mind, I'll have Johnny do it. And I was like, okay. And it kind of got annoying because it seemed like every day she would bounce back to who she wanted to stay with between me and Johnny. You know what I'm saying? And that it kind of felt like I was being used at that point, because it's like she was basically like, whatever you don't do, I'll do with Johnny. And like, it was just kind of like weird, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, she left to stay with him for the rest of the time, and then she came back, and then she left again to stay with him. Didn't like how things went down, and then she came back. So I was kind of getting frustrated because I'm like, look, you either stay here or you stay with him. Like, this back and forth shit. See you, goodbye, and then you come back the next day. Like, this shit was getting annoying. So I was getting pretty frustrated about that. And then I'm so pissed my video's ruined. Okay, no, but anyway, after that happened, let's see. After that happened, I forgot what I was saying. Shit. Okay, yeah, so basically this is the last time that she says she's gonna leave and not come back. Because she actually met somebody, I think it was like a rapper from Miami. So she has a rapper from Miami that wants to fly her out. And I was like, okay, good for you. So, she had this dude that wants to fly her out. Now, I don't like when guys fly me out. I don't accept that. I feel like that's too dangerous. But apparently he was like this famous rapper. I never heard of him, but I guess he has 1 million followers on Instagram. So she had this dude to fly her out to Miami. So she was gonna leave here and go to Miami. So I said, okay. So she ended up going to Johnny's. Johnny was supposed to take her to the airport to go see this dude. And here's what pissed me off. She decided to fly on Sunday. Mind you, she didn't tell me she was booking a flight to Miami, or what time she was booking a flight, or when she was booking a flight. I found out after she already booked the flight that she's flying out Sunday. And she was supposed to stay with Johnny. And Johnny was supposed to take her. Something ends up happening. She doesn't end up working out. So she comes back here. And then she said she wants to go to this 80s party with me. So we went to this 80s party. I took her to the mall first so she can return that expensive shirt that she got, because it was like ridiculously expensive. And she was kind of getting on my nerves then. But this was our last night out, so I don't remember why she was getting on my nerves, but I just know she really was. because I told her like we can't go to Tampa again. Like that's just too far. And remind you, my tank is on E again. She filled up the tank twice. Well, she never filled it up. She gave 30 the first time, and I think like 20 the second time. But by the time she left, the tank was on E again. So yeah, I was like, there's no way we're going back to Tampa. But we go to this 80s party. It was super dead. So we ended up leaving. And then she was just being really snippy. She went to go out again. And I really wasn't trying to go out, especially since I didn't have my ID. But, you know, trying to be a real friend, trying to make sure she enjoys her last night. So I was like, all right, you know, like, let me go home and change. So I ended up going home and changing, and we go to, shit, you trying to go? Go ahead. So I ended up going home and changing, and we go out, and we really couldn't find parking anywhere. So we were in St. Pete at this point, which is a more 21 and over place. So we had to park pretty far away, and this pissed me off so much. We couldn't find parking, so I pull up to like this this parking meter. What's it called? Parking monitor, whatever the fuck it is. And you couldn't see how much parking like was on like from the driver's side. It was on the other side. So I found a parking space. I parked, and I asked her if she can go see how much it is. And she drew like the biggest fit. She was like, "But it's cold outside." I'm like, "We already have to walk 10 minutes to go to the fucking club." Like, so I was asking her to fucking check and see how much the parking is, and she like got so damn mad, and she just like stormed off and like slammed the door. She's like, "Oh my god!" And I swear I got so damn mad because how the fuck am I going to this place for you so you can have fun? I really could care less. I didn't want to go out at this point, and you can't even look to see how much the parking is. I was just like, bro, like, I really, at that point, I should just say, you know what? Like, we could just go the fuck home. I should have just, at that point, like, when she threw a fit because I wanted her to check to see how much, how many quarters I needed, I was so pissed off at that point. I wasn't even, like, I was like, yo, this is such a brat. So I was so fucking annoyed. Like, so annoyed. And mind you, we still had to walk like 10 minutes from the club. So you're going to be cold either way. She was wearing short shorts. And it was cold as hell at this point. So, I mean. So we ended up walking far. And, yeah, I mean, we go to clubs. And we couldn't get into a lot of places because she's like not 21 yet. And we ended up going to this one place. And okay, yeah. So, you know, okay, so we're at this club. I'm just sitting here minding my own business. I'm not really having fun, but at this point, I want her to have fun. Because I gave up having fun, like, a long time ago at this point. So I'm just like, let you have fun. Like, just let me sit here and chill. And I hate to say this, she goes to this random guy that she knew I was not attracted to at all. And she gets him to come over and talk to me. Like, this dude was not, like, my type at all. And she knew that. Like, I was not attracted to this dude at all. And it was so fucking awkward. I was so uncomfortable. I literally acted like I got a phone call from my mom. Because I saw her talk to him. And I saw him come to talk to me. And I'm like, why are you sending random dudes to talk to me when I'm not asking you to do that? It would be one thing because a lot of times she did help me talk to guys that I was interested in. I'm not like, and you know, I give her credit for that. She did help me talk to guys. But it's like at some point, you just want to go out and have fun and chill. You don't always want to talk to guys. But it seemed like every time she went out, that was all on her agenda. And, you know, I was willing to just sit in the bar and have fun. Or not even have fun. Cause I get having fun. I was willing to sit in a bar and just chill. Because I couldn't drink because I was driving. But she kept trying to force me to talk to guys. And I was like, you don't know how... Exactly. You don't know how dangerous that is. You don't know how uncomfortable that is. You know what I'm saying? So I was pretty annoyed at that point. And, and then, I told her... Because I was checking the time. And I told her that, you know, we only paid for like 2 hours parking because I didn't have like a lot of quarters. And then she was like, well, I'm not leaving. I'm having fun. You can leave. And I was like, That was strike number one. And then, I guess she went up to some guy, and then he said that she came to me and she said this guy thinks that like you're my Uber driver, and I was like, shit, I basically am. And she was like, how? Like you can leave, like you can go. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. I do not believe under any circumstance if you get into it with your friend, you should leave them at a club by themselves. So when she's told me that I can leave, and she said it in like a really condescending tone, like you can leave, bye, like I'm not stopping you. I still, even though I was super pissed at her, I still cared about her enough to not leave her in a bar by herself or at a club by herself. So even though I wanted to go the fuck home, and even though I did want to leave her ass there and have her ass walk, because that's what she deserves, I still knew how dangerous that was, and I still would never do that to any woman. So I really wanted to leave her ass there at that point. But like I said, I never would leave somebody like that, because I knew how dangerous that was, and not to mention, like my mom, like both of our parents will flip it. Like if I came home without her and I told my mom that she pissed me off and I left her at a club, my mom would slap the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? We're just not. I wasn't raised like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't like get into a fight with a friend and then leave them. So even when she was saying I can leave and like I can go or whatever, I still didn't leave because I knew how dangerous that could have been. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how pissed off she made me, I still care enough about her to look out for her safety. Um, but I really was fucking sick of her at this point. And yeah, so that ended up happening, and then we ended up seeing if her friend Johnny can like pick us up or like or Uber us or whatever. And he was saying no because he was saying that he was sick of her using him. She basically was feeling the same way I felt, so I couldn't even get mad at that. I was like, yeah, I mean, you kind of do use the dude, and I mean, so it's like, yeah, I mean, so yeah. So then she was saying how she's gonna go by herself to hang out with him, and I was just like, all right, fuck it. So I was like, all right. But then I guess like when we came home, I was so fed up with her at that point. And I told her like, don't be doing that shit. Like, don't have random guys come up and talk to me. Like that shit's dangerous as hell. It's one thing if I like want you to, but if like I'm just chilling minding my own business, like don't put me in an uncomfortable situation. You don't do that to another woman. You don't just put people in uncomfortable situations. Um. So yeah, I was so sick of her at this point, and yeah, I took her to get McDonald's for like the fifth time. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because by the time she left, there was like 5 McDonald's trash bags in my car. And I wasn't really paying attention to that, to be honest with you, which I should have. My mom was so pissed off because her car was dirty as hell. And I was just like, does this girl not clean up after herself? So anyway, I'm so sick of her at this fucking point. So, the night comes or the night ends, and now it's time for her to leave, like to go back to go to Miami because the dude's flying her out. Here's why this pisses me off. She wanted me and my mom, or no, she wanted me and my mom, whoever. She wanted us to take her to the airport. But here's the thing. She never asked us like what flight she should get. Because her dude was gonna take her. So now you want me to take you on a Sunday. My mom goes to church on Sunday. So I'm like, if you expect us to take you, you should have ran that by us before you booked your fucking flight. So my mom was gonna go to church on Sunday, and I was so fucking sick of her at this point. I didn't want to do anything else for her. So Sunday comes around, and she's like asking me like when's my mom going to church and all this shit. Mind you, we would have got her to the airport on time. She wanted me to take her like extra early. I don't like, normal people, they get to the airport like 2 hours earlier. She wanted me to take her like fucking 4 hours later. And I was tired at this point. I was like, yo, like, I'll take you on time, whatever. I'll get you there 2 hours beforehand. She wanted me to take her extra early. And I'm just like, yo, if you want to dictate when you get to the airport, you can Uber your damn self. So she was just saying like, she asked me when my mom is coming back from church. And I was just like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. And she said, well, I might have to Uber. And I was like, just Uber. Because at this point, I was so sick of doing it. I could have took her. I really could have took her. But the thing is, you can't, like, dictate when somebody takes you if you're relying on them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I would have got her there 2 hours beforehand. If you want to do all this extra shit and get there super duper early, Uber your ass. Uber yourself. And I probably wouldn't have a problem taking her extra early if she wasn't acting so ungrateful the entire time. So at that point, I was like, yeah, fuck it. You can Uber yourself. So she Ubered herself, and she tells her mom that I heard her on the phone, and she was telling her mom that I was ignoring her. And I was like, you literally came in when I was trying to fucking sleep. You know what I'm saying? After I'd been out with you all fucking night. So, yeah. So then she, you know, what happened after that? So then, oh shit, hold on. Alright, I gotta wrap this up, guys. So yeah, she ends up leaving. She didn't really say bye. I mean, I think she could sense that I was pissed off at her. So she ends up leaving. Go. I'm almost done. Go. I'm almost done. So then, yeah, she ended up leaving, and we ended up, like, we ended up on a sour note. And I told my mom everything that happened, and she was like, you know, it sucks that, you know, after all this time, you guys had to end things like that. You know, so I was definitely feeling some type of way. And then, like I said, after she left, there was so much trash in this. Like, this room right here, there was so much trash. Remember I told you guys how she was going shopping and all this shit? She left so much trash. She left all the bags, all the shoe boxes. She left all that in the room. She left trash in the room. I was like, what the fuck? She left her damn loafer, right? Like, she left everything in the bathroom. She left, like, she left the room like she was gonna come back and finish. Or like she lives here. So the room was messy. The bathroom was messy as fuck. And then the car was messy as fuck. That's what pissed my mom off the most, because I don't think my mom's seen the room. She left the car super messy. There's McDonald's everywhere. There's trash everywhere. Like, just no consideration. And I don't know about y'all, but the way I was raised, when you go over to somebody's house, you leave that house either just as good or even better than when you found it. You make sure you had the bed made, you have everything looks nice, like nobody ever was in there. She left so much shit, like, around the house, and I was just like, I had to clean up after her. My mom cleaned the car, which I didn't know my mom was doing this, or I would have offered to clean it out. But yeah, my mom was pissed off because she left so much trash in the car. And after that, I was just like, this chick is like really. I was just pissed off. I was so pissed off on how the trip went. I was pissed off with how she talked to me. I was pissed off how ungrateful she was. I was kind of pissed off. So yeah, you know, she ends up flying back, or she ends up flying to Miami to go be with this dude. And she made a TikTok crying or something. I don't remember what exactly it was. And I texted her to see if she was okay, because I still care about her. And I don't know what the fuck happened there. But yeah, she flies out to the dude in Miami. We're still texting. It's just like not a whole lot. And then I think like a week or two later, she asked me, so when can I come back to Florida? And I was like, I was like, And she asked if she can come the next month, so like February. And I talked to my mom about it. My mom was like, hell no. I knew that before she ever came back to see me again, we would have to have a talk about everything I'm saying. We would have to have a talk about how she treated me, how she left a mess. But see, the thing is, I was like I was already going through so much shit. That wasn't a conversation that I prioritized having. Because, you know, I'm worried about bills at this point. I'm worried about, you know, the fucking house foreclosing. Like, I got a lot of shit going on. So after she left, I started working a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a high-ass mortgage. We took over my grandfather's house. And that's another thing that made it so fucked up. You're not just disrespecting my mom, or like, you're disrespecting my grandfather's house that he left. You know what I'm saying? That's what like made it so like fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that kind of, Scott, chill. So that kind of pissed me off. But no, anyway, yeah, she was asking when she can come back. Now, mind you, this is important for later. She was asking, not even like 2 weeks after the trip, she was asking when she can come back. I talked to my mom about it. She said February is way too soon, which, I mean, I agree. Because, you know, we had to focus on working. February was way too soon. March too soon. So we basically said in the summer. That'll give me enough time to try to get in a better situation financially. That'll give me a lot of time to figure things out. So I said, you can come back in the summer. She ends up talking to Johnny, and they're like so on and off. So she says that she's gonna come down in February to see him. I was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that didn't end up working out because she was gonna go to Gasparilla with me. That didn't end up working out. Here's what's so weird about Gasparilla. I get a text out of nowhere, and she's telling me that her friend Johnny wants to see me at Gasparilla and buy me drinks, or wants to hang out with me for Gasparilla. And I was like, all right, cool. So I was talking to her and him about Gasparilla because we were going to go out the next day because I don't know anybody in Tampa. So after that, yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Gasparilla because I didn't have anybody to go with. I don't have too many friends in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm still new here. So we ended up talking about Gasparilla, and so then her friend, my freaking y'all, my iPad's about to die. Okay, if you guys are on Instagram, I'm live on TikTok at the same username, Patriotic Baddie. But my iPad, actually, I can go live. Hold on, I can go live on the computer. If you guys don't have TikTok, hold on, because my iPad's about to die. But no, so Gasparilla comes around. Okay, so Gasparilla comes around. And she was saying that her friend, or that her guy friend, wanted to see me for Gasparilla. And so we can hang out and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, the day of, I have my mom take me, shit, I don't want to discard this. Oh, fuck it. So, I see if my mom can take me, and me and my mom go together, and she was gonna drop me off or whatever. But here's where it got so weird. So, alright, hold on. I don't know what device I'm on. Alright, hold on. Wait. Alright, guys, hold on. Alright, can y'all see me? Hold on. Let me make sure my Instagram live. Hold on. Shit. Shit. This is really complicated, guys. Trying to go live. Oh, I didn't even hit this. Okay, start streaming. Shit. Okay, so Gasparilla comes around. And it was weird because she texted me saying that he wanted to pay for our drinks. And I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? So my mom goes to take me to Gasparilla, and she was going to drop me off to hang out, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, as I was driving, or as my mom was driving, I was texting him, and I was like, yo, what's up? Are you here? And he was like, oh, I didn't end up going. I'm like, bro, you had me come all the way out here thinking that, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna hang out or whatever. And then he just says that he's not going all of a sudden. And he never told me that. So until I asked where he was. So that was weird. But then I asked her, hold on, I was texting her about something completely different. So I told her, I was like, yo, and I was about to say something completely different. And she said, if it's about him, don't text me. I was like, what the fuck? To this day, I have no idea what the hell happened. Because one minute he wanted to take me out and give me drinks. The next minute she says don't talk to her about him, and she blocked him. So I have no idea what the fuck happened. So that's me. I still don't know what the hell happened. But one minute, like I said, he wants to take me out and buy me drinks, and she's telling me this as a friend. and then the next minute she's saying don't talk to me about him, and then he's like nowhere to be found. Like that, like I said, I don't know what happened. I guess you can like try to figure out like what happened between that. I had no idea. So that was weird. And then some time goes by. Like I'm not spending as much time on TikTok anymore, so we're really not talking like that much anymore. Like she's telling me about how she bought a dog and all this other shit she bought. Cool, whatever. And then here's where it gets weird. She did text me like, "Yo, like why don't we talk anymore?" And here's where things get really fucked up. Because hold on, why the fuck? Hold on. Why is my Instagram doing this? There's no way. Hold on. Oh. I'm so confused on how Instagram works, guys. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this shit's confusing. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so what was I trying to say? Okay. Whew. All right, so then I'm trying to wrap this up real quick. The last conversation we had, like the serious conversation we had, she's texting me like, "Hey, why don't we talk anymore?" And I told her, I was like, "Look, like I'm under a lot of stress right now. I have to work, so I'm trying to work to save my grandfather's house, because at this point, like, so she knew. And here's the thing: the reason why I couldn't get like a regular job or like a full-time job is because I got hurt at my last job when I was like working at the warehouse. I got a work injury, and then I also had. Hold on, you guys can't hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hold on. Let me get a charger. Where's the charger? I just seen this damn thing. What the fuck? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So. Okay. So. Shit. Okay, what was I saying? Okay. This shit's not even working. Okay, so we ended up having a long conversation, and I opened up to her and I told her everything that was going on, like with the house and stuff, because it is at risk at foreclosure as of now. And you know, I've been trying to get on disability for like years now, because not only did I have a work injury, I also had like a foot injury, or like I had to get foot surgery, and I had a work injury that messed up my back really bad. So I've been trying to get, you know, disability or whatever. And like now I'm doing stuff like to where I drive like Uber and stuff, because at least with then I can take multiple breaks. You know, I can it's hard for me to work straight with the way my body is. So I told her like I'm trying to work, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going through like a really hard time right now, and I'm super stressed because I think we might lose the house. And, you know, she ended up like we had a really deep conversation. And, you know, she basically was telling me how, you know, depressed she still is, and how, you know, like I guess she was just saying like even though she has like all this money, she's still like super depressed and she doesn't know why. And I was giving her advice, you know, I was telling her that she should go to therapy. I was telling her, you know, like buying material, like that's not gonna like make you happy. You gotta like actually talk to like a therapist. And I told her about how I used to be depressed. So we had a really deep conversation, and not even like 2 days later, she texted me out of the blue and was like, "Hey, like I don't want to be your friend anymore." And I was like, okay. And she basically said that I can have Kevin and Jimmy, which was two guys that come in my life. Now at this point, I'm not even thinking about stop. I had no idea who she was talking about when she said you can have these guys. I didn't know what she was talking about. Hold on. Y'all saying no sound? What the hell? What the fuck? Y'all can't hear me? Y'all can't hear me? Can y'all hear me? What the fuck? Okay. So, yeah, then she texted me out of the blue saying, you know, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And you can have Kevin and Jimmy, they're always in my life acting like spies. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't realize who she was talking about because I wasn't even thinking about TikTok at this point. And so she removes me as a moderator on her live. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. And I don't know how to remove people from being mods without going live. So I go live and I try to remove her as a moderator. Kevin, who she was referring to, he was like, yo, I gotta tell you something, but I'm doing something right now. So like, what the hell do you have to tell me? He comes on the live, come to find out, before she sent me that text saying she didn't want to be friends anymore, she was talking mad shit. She was talking mad shit about me on live. And she was saying how we lived in the hood, we lived in Section 8. She was talking bad about the place that we lived in. Sorry. She was talking bad about me, the place I lived in, how I lived in the hood, how I lived in Section 8. Before we started being friends. Before she told me she didn't want to be my friend anymore. So I'm sitting here thinking things are cool, and I'm sitting here stressed about work. And that's what I feel like is so fucking evil. She knew I was so stressed about the house. She literally chose, like, she knows damn well I'm stressed about losing the house. And she is going to use that, or she's going to, not even 2 days after I told her what's going on with the house, she's then is going to say, oh, I don't want to be friends anymore because I'm tired of hearing about, you know, your money problems. That's what she said. When she eventually came into the live, she said, I got tired of hearing about your money problems. Because she didn't really tell me what the reason was. And after she sent me that first text, I said, you know what? That's fine by me. Because the way you treated me like I was shit when you came down here. And I told her everything I was going to tell her eventually. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? The way you disrespected us when you came here, that's fine by me. And I told her she needs to grow the hell up. Because with the way she acts, she's never going to have friends. So she said, okay. That would have been the end of it. When I went live to remove her as a mod, come to find out she already had been live talking shit about me, saying, putting my business out there. We don't even live in the hood, but the fact that she was talking down on me when I'm thinking things are cool this whole time, after we had this long-ass conversation, after we had this long-ass heart-to-heart, then you want to go and talk shit about me? So here's what I guess happens. I guess she got mad because 2 dudes that were in my live also went to her live. And I guess one of them said that she was privileged. And she got mad and blocked him. And then I don't know what the other dude was saying. She basically was talking down on me the whole time. And, guys, my Instagram is about to die. So if you're on Instagram, I'm still live on YouTube. I don't know if I have my YouTube link, though. I'm still live on TikTok on, Patriotic Baddie. But I'm gonna make a video after this. But it just might be a while. So, what was I saying? Yeah, she told me she didn't want to be friends anymore, but she never said the reason why. When I went live, I basically was talking to her. I basically was, like, venting. Especially, like, when I found out that she was talking shit about me on live, all bets were off. I was like, okay, now you want to, like, okay, so now, since you brought it to the internet, since you started bashing me on the internet, now I'm going to tell the whole damn story on the internet. Now you open that cans of worms. Now I'm going to talk on the internet. So, yeah, I went live, and I told him how fucking messy she was, how she left trash everywhere, what she be doing, everything she did. And she requested to go to the live, and it was so fucking funny. Because she came on to the live, and the first thing she said, did you vote for Trump? Now, mind you, I've been doing political content since October. I was going to work at the election, but here's the thing. I was registered to work in Ohio. So I was going to vote in Ohio. And, we were going to drive back using my mom's car. So it ended up happening. I wasn't actually able to, register. So I actually wasn't able to register to vote in Florida in time because I was going to be like a roster judge. I was going to work in Ohio and vote in Ohio. But when the hurricanes happened and all that shit, and my mom didn't want to go to Ohio anymore, because that's a 15-hour drive, I wasn't able to vote, basically. And I'm not registered to vote in Florida. And by the time the hurricanes had passed, like, it was too late to register by then. So I wasn't able to vote. And the thing is, like, it's not like I was ever, like, faking that. You know what I'm saying? I literally just wasn't able to vote. And I couldn't request the absentee ballot in time because it wasn't until, like a few days before the election that my mom didn't want to go back to Ohio. And like I said, I drive my mom's car right now, so I wasn't able to, I mean, money was so tight, we just could not afford to go back to Ohio at that point. So yeah, that's why I wasn't able to vote for anybody. But she was basically trying to point it out. So when she came on the live, the only thing she was saying was, did you vote for Trump? And I said no, because I wasn't registered in Florida. And then she wanted to, like, drag that one point the whole time and was like, oh, you're a fraud, look at what you're posting on your Instagram. So she was trying to use that to make me seem like I was a bad person. And I was like, that's cute. Okay, that's cute, but nobody really gives a fuck about that. Now let's talk about you. She didn't want to really say why she wanted to stop being friends. It wasn't until I kept pressing her about it, and she literally said, I got sick of hearing about your money situation. And the thing is, I never once asked her for help. And what had me fucked up was she went around telling people that she was paying for my shit. That had me fucked up. Because what did you pay for? You did not pay for anything. And then whenever I would correct her about that, and whenever I would say, you didn't pay for shit, she would then say, oh, well, ask Johnny. Yes, Johnny paid for shit. After you guys invited me out and said that you would pay for the shit. Damn right he paid for it. But I never once asked her to pay for anything. I knew she was stingy as hell. Here's the funny thing. No matter how bad I was struggling financially, I knew she would be the last person on earth to ever go for help. And I don't expect my friends to help me. It's not their responsibility. I understand that. She's not obligated to help me. But it's like, she was acting like I was... That's the type of person she was acting like I was. I never once asked her for money. The only money I asked her was for gas that she ended up burning anyway. That's the only money I ever asked her for. And that money didn't go to me. It went directly into the car. Like, directly. She didn't give me cash and maybe I kept some, spent on something else. No, it went directly into the tank. So, we get into a big argument. And then it's like, come to find out, after I, like, say I'm done with her and I start posting about it, come to find out, she's been talking shit about me this entire time. I'm getting so many messages about people, about how she's been talking shit about me this whole time. So I was just like, okay, so that's how it was. This whole time you was talking shit about me. Yeah, and people were sending me screenshots. Like, people, I found out so much shit. And there was this one girl that said, like, she was on her MacBook making fun of how I looked and, like, talking down on my pictures and stuff. And I actually have this live where I confronted her and we had a falling out. So let me guys know if you guys want me to post that. I can post it on YouTube because I'm pretty sure TikTok will take it down. So let me know if you guys want that, to where, like, I confronted her about everything and we got to fight on live. Let me know if you guys want that video. Cause that's on my what's it called? I have that live saved. So it's like after she, like, treated me like that, everything came to a head. And yeah, she was talking shit about me the whole time, basically. So I just feel like, and here's the thing, my mom recently told me that our house is at risk of foreclosure. Like, if we don't come up with $40,000, our house is at risk of foreclosure. So I've been super stressed out. You know, I don't want to lose this house. I like it here. So I've been working my ass off trying to come up with money. And she knew this. She knew how stressed out I was. I'm stressed about real life situations. I'm stressed about losing my home. I don't want to move again. I was so stressed about that. And she knew this. And she still decided to do this shit while I was stressed out about real life shit. How evil can you be to know your friend's going through a really hard time financially and then say, oh, you don't want to be friends with them anymore because you got tired of hearing about their money situation? Like, how evil do you have to be? I just feel like that's the most evil thing ever. 40K, like 40,000, yeah. And, you know, because like, if I had got proof of disability, I would have gotten so much back pay, but getting the proof of disability takes forever, and I'm still, like, killing myself trying to, like, make as much money as I can. So when she asked why we don't talk as much anymore, I'm like, I can't just sit around. Like, I have to work. And I guess she got mad about that, and she didn't want to understand that. And I flat out told her, I said, yo, just because your parents pay for shit and you have the privilege to do whatever you want doesn't mean everybody else does. And I guess she got mad, and she was telling people in her live that I said she was white privilege. I never said that. I don't even use the term white privilege. Like, if you watch my content at all, I don't even believe in white privilege. So that was a fucking lie. I never said she had white privilege. She's not even white. And I don't think she knows. I think she thinks she's white. You know, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, we ended up blowing up, or we ended up having a full fight on TikTok Live, which I can post because I have it. And then after that, I found out some more shit after I end that live. So then I go live again because I'm like, she got me fucked up. And then I got a text message from her mother saying that if I don't stop slandering her daughter, she's going to sue me. And I'm the type of person now, if you tell me not to do something, hold on. If you tell me not to do something, I'm going to want to do it even more. Because I'm not backing down. I'm not, like, you cannot beat me into submission. So she literally threatened to sue me, and I had the text messages. She said that she was going to sue me and for slander, and I said it's not slander if it's true. So she said that she was going to get a lawyer and she was going to sue me, and she's already drafting a cease and desist. So I said, okay, send it then. And once she saw that I wasn't threatened by a lawyer, and I told her, go ahead, send it, she said, well, you know, she has these inappropriate pictures of you. If you don't, like, if you don't stop, then, like, we're going to send these inappropriate pictures to your mom and everybody, and your dad too. And I said, now that is actually illegal. Slander isn't even a crime, but revenge porn, that is actually a crime. So I said, go ahead. And she was like, oh, it's not a crime, da, da, da. And I was like, ask your lawyer that. And the more I talked to her, the more I was like, wait a minute, this ain't her mom. Because I thought she had me fooled at first. I was like, nah, this ain't her. And she was saying that if I don't stop, like, she's gonna leak my private pictures. And I said, go ahead, because I'm not stopping. So she literally was threatening to release my photos, and I had the text messages. I can when I make a video, I'm gonna post, like, the pictures. And yeah, so she was speaking in third person, and once she saw that I wasn't scared about either, because I told her, I said, go ahead and sue me, go ahead and leak my pictures. Then she just spazzed the fuck out. She was calling me broke, trash, Section 8. She was saying all these types of things. And I'm going to put these text messages in the video that I make. So she was saying all this. That's when I knew it wasn't her. I was like, can you stop pretending to be your mom? And it was so funny because she was switching from first person to third person. She would be like, oh, you were never her friend. And then she would be like, oh, you're just jealous of me. She literally had the nerve to say that I was in love with her. Like, girl. Shit. Alright, my phone's dying. Hold on. Shit. Okay. Alright.